You don't think that's the one of the biggest fights that can be made?
I don't, maybe.
So sunglasses and all, Canelo did an interview recently. So I'm going to bring out the sunglasses too. Let's dissect everything Canelo said in his recent interview when he faced off against Jaime Munguia.
Who knows? But he brings nothing to the table for me. It's just he brings just 25 pounds more in the night, the fight on the night. That's it.
So Canelo's talking about David Benavidez, who is the rightful number one contender at 168 pounds, which Canelo is the unified champion of. And ultimately, he's saying he brings nothing to the table. Well, I would disagree with that because David Benavidez has been the rightful contender for quite some time. It's a big fight. It's Mexican versus Mexican. You could do this on Cinco de Mayo. You could do this on Mexican Independence Day. Boxing pundits have been asking for this fight for quite some time. And yet, for some reason, Canelo just doesn't seem interested in it, even though he should be forced to defend his titles at 168 pounds.
But if some promoter, not him because he's nothing to offer me anything.
Canelo, ¿cómo te sientes?
He's nothing to offer me money, you know. I'm the one. So, but if one promoter who I work to, they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million, I fight tomorrow.
Canelo,
That's the only reason I fight with him because the only thing he brings to the table is 25 more pounds.
Canelo keeps bringing up the weight stuff, an extra 25 pounds on the night. Canelo just recently fought Jermell Charlo, who is normally fighting at 2 weight classes below what Canelo fights at. So this extra weight stuff holds no weight with me as a boxing fan. And I'm a Canelo fan too. What I also don't like is Canelo's response that he will only fight for 150 or 200 million dollars, which tells me that he looks at David Benavidez as a big risk. It's a risk that he doesn't want to take. I don't like that stance from Canelo at all. I also don't like the fact that he keeps talking about weight when, again, he fought Jermell Charlo. Canelo has won a title at light heavyweight, 175 pounds, and has even talked about moving to cruiserweight. So miss me with that.
But is there any pressure to make the fight? We're speaking about Benavidez because you got people like
pressure.
Mike Tyson and
No
even
pressure.
Ryan Garcia. They said if Ryan Garcia said if he was you, he would already fight Benavidez. Mike Tyson said you need to fight him. Is there any pressure?
I don't
in
need
terms
to
of
fight
people-
anybody. I don't need to prove anybody.
You do need to fight somebody, and you do need to prove things when you are a unified champion and are holding 4 belts hostage. Again, he is not fighting the rightful number one contender. Nothing wrong with the Jaime Munguia fight, but he's not the number one contender for these titles.
Anything because I remember when this happened with Golovkin and then it happened with this, so I don't need to prove anything with anybody. So this fight with Jaime Munguia you need to respectful because this fight is more important than other fights.
There's no chance that this fight is more important than the Benavidez fight. The fight that I'm referring to, of course, is the Canelo versus Jaime Munguia fight. It's great for Mexico, great for a Cinco de Mayo showdown spectacle in Las Vegas, but not the rightful number one contender fight that should be happening at 168 pounds, super middleweight. Canelo is holding these titles hostage, and I just don't like the attitude. Canelo feels like he doesn't really owe anything to boxing, which, fair enough, he has done a lot, he has achieved a lot, but as a champion, he should be fighting the rightful number one contenders. When Floyd was cherry picking who he wanted to towards the end of his career, most of those fights he wasn't a champion, and I think he relinquished his belts. So at the end of the day, if Canelo's all he's chasing is money, that's fine, but you should just release those belts.
To the zone. Most importantly, I want to thank Fernando Beltran. I want to thank my partner Bernard Hopkins, especially Jaime Munguia for having the confidence to lead his way, to lead his charge, to lead his career to where it is now. So thank you very much, guys. We will see you the 4th of May.
I just have to post this one because I love Canelo's face every time Oscar talks. The fact that they're on the same stage again brings a smile to my face, just knowing how ugly their divorce was when Canelo fought for Golden Boy Promotions.
Que va a ganar es la gente, una gran pelea para México, para la historia, para los libros de la historia de México. Me siento muy contento, agradecido con Al Jaimon de poder hacer esta pelea posible con todo el equipo de PBC.
And there goes Canelo again, talking about how important this fight is to Mexico. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, and Jaime Munguia deserves a big opportunity, but I'm going to keep saying it. Not the opportunity that Jaime deserves or that Canelo should be doing when there is a rightful number one contender in his face. Now, the face-off is pretty cool, but I'll always remember my favorite number one face-off that Canelo's had in his career. It didn't happen that long ago. The one against Caleb Plant is my personal dear favorite.
On Showtime pay-per-view. That's all.
So I'll close with this. I'm a Canelo fan, but it's hard to stay a fan of Canelo when he is ignoring the clear challenges that are presented in front of him. And this does present a big fight. I think him versus Benavidez draws huge numbers. I don't like this attitude. I don't like what he's trying to represent right now. And there's a lot of, what am I trying to say? He's being a hypocrite, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The stuff about weight, he's been a weight bully. He did that to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So you can miss me with that, Canelo. He's just wanting to pick and choose what he wants to do in the later part of his career. Fair play, as he should, as he can. He is the face of boxing. But if you're a champion, and a unified champion at that, you should be doing what the belts ask you to do, which is defend those belts against the rightful number one contenders.